Manly win by 36. Players re-signed during a player walkout. The Tigers almost beaten the Bunnies.
Rugby league.
Let's get some news out, Dan. Brought to you by the Inappropriate T-shirt company.
Good people.
Another week, another Ricky Stewart press conference for the ages.
They keep getting better and better every week. I skip the Canberra games to just watch press conferences now.
And at the moment, it's probably a good thing to skip the Canberra games.
They're
not playing real well.
Hot take.
Go.
Window shut.
Yeah, if it's not shut, it's pretty close
closing.
to it. Yeah. Look, they've played two of the better teams in the competition, Penrith and the Eels, and they've been dusted.
They've been walloped 2 weeks in a row. I couldn't believe that Ricky Stewart came out and said that some of these players are kidding themselves if they think they're first graders. Why pick them?
And is Ricky Stewart kidding himself thinking he's a coach?
That's a fair call too. A fair few people responded as such too. It's been a long time since he's won anything.
HIAs, Dan, the topic of the NRL at the moment.
Friday night, couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Ryan Pappenhausen's laying there twitching. And
he
comes
was
back.
out. He took an elbow to the face and then fell and hit his head on the ground.
The way he was laying and his eyes were in the back of his head, it was done. I had a bet on with our mates, Top Spot, saying Pappenhausen and Tedesco to both score tries. I was flick it, it's done. He comes back 15 minutes later and plays the game of his life.
I don't know how he passed that, but you see some players that take some friendly fire that you think wouldn't hurt a butterfly and they can't pass it.
I have a genuine theory here. Now, most people on Twitter are saying that, and I sort of stroked the fire, I have to admit, that the big name, the game-changing players are being let back. I think the test, some people fail it, some people don't. If you ask me what the date is, which is in the test, I got no idea. I fail, and I haven't had a head knock that I know of.
But there's also the Sharks game where they lost all their players. Britton Nakora actually passed his HIA test, and the doctor re-looked at the video footage and said no.
So that's Pappenhausen was out. Harry Grant was out, gone, and Cam Munster got KO'd. The bloke got put on report, and he's laying there, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, and he didn't even leave the field.
He played on. I don't know what the rule is, but there's got to be a steadfast.
And there was Tedesco against us. He got held up, hit his head, looked like he was out cold.
He was out.
Yeah.
The theory's there for good reason, because it's certainly looking that way.
Jason Taumalolo with another broken hand, and he really impressed Willie Mason.
He certainly did. Tweet should be on the screen now. It was genius. Big Willie. No, not his best.
I mean, to be fair to Willie Mason, as much as he talks, people were turning around and saying to him, he's not playing, and Mason was just responding.
He was owning it.
It's good sport, yeah. If you're going to do something like that, you can't delete it. You got to own it.
My line of thinking is Francis Molo made a really good break, set a try up. I think he got the two mixed up, or it's a scheduled tweak because it happened just before halftime. Either way, good to see.
CC Fatalico re-signs with the Sharks.
Player Exodus big. Wait a minute.
Yeah. 2 days after John Morris is sacked, and we get some good news that Talakai has re-signed on a 2-year deal.
I dare say there's more good news coming very soon too.
Josh Maguire to the Dragons, and
nice of them to welcome him with a loss.
Yeah, with a meeting. Yeah, they welcomed him with a meeting.
What do you think about the signing?
I divide opinion on Josh Maguire because I support Queensland, and he has been really good for us. I think Josh Maguire, the rugby league player, is a player that could make nearly every team's top 17. Yep. Josh Maguire, the person, I don't have a lot of time for. I think he's a good signing for the Dragons, and especially that the Dragons have started off in a way that they didn't think that they would probably start the season.
That's a fair point.
But it is funny that
it certainly
lost.
is. Yeah, and I got a lot of traction really on Twitter earlier today.
Yeah, everyone who just posted a picture of him with a meeting.
Yeah, it had to be. He brought it upon himself. You can't say stuff like that and not have people dig it up.
I mean, even Dragons fans were putting up pictures of meetings in calendars and Josh Maguire faces. It was great.
It's easy to laugh when you're sitting pretty towards the top of the table. But you're very hilarious. Not so funny. No. Jack Hetherington being sent off earlier. Although I have to say, in terms of first player to be sent off, Hetherington was paying $.
Yeah, I saw the incident, and I mean, it's a coat hanger, and he got him high, and I commend Ashley Klein for using the send-off for a situation like that. But people are going to turn around and compare it to other incidents where players didn't get sent off. You can't do that. You got to compare it to the moment, and Ashley Klein thought that was a send-off. What other referees interpret as a send-off or not, I only give Ashley Klein props for that.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It wasn't a good tackle.
No,
Dow came back. Although the only thing I have to say is Val didn't go off for HIA.
Yeah.
So he wasn't injured. But again, I don't think that matters.
No, it doesn't matter. If the referee deems that that's just not a good tackle and it's, deliberate foul play, he can send you off. And Absolutely. He did. So congratulations, Ashley Klein.
Good call. Time for this week's Zero Tackle Talking Point, Terry. Huge week last week. We got a lot of traction. All positive.
Always is.
Ish. This week, the big talking point coming out of the weekend's football is Latrell Mitchell. Now, we'll go through this because there's a couple of points I want to bring up. First of all, the 3 to 4 week suspension. What are your thoughts?
Collectively, for all his incidents, probably.
Yeah,
probably about right. I think he can't fight it. Because if he fights it, they're going to bring everything up that he did on the weekend. He might as well just take the early guilty plea.
Is it 3 weeks early guilty?
Yeah, 3 weeks early guilty.
I think he'll be back fresh to play the Sharks in Magic Round.
Yeah, $2,000. No, I think if he takes the early guilty plea, he's back for the Panthers game.
Oh,
plays
fantastic.
the Sharks the week after.
That'll be fun. A couple of fines as well.
Yeah, $2,500. He just bought a house, so he's all right.
That doesn't come into it. Do you believe either incident was a sin bin or a send-off?
I have no problem with his reaction to the Luke Garner tackle, and my reasoning for that is he had already passed the ball, and the person who he passed the ball to was just about to play the ball, and Garner still had a hold of Latrell Mitchell's leg. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah,
would have hoped to have connected as well. There's no reason for Garner to still be holding his leg. The elbow to the face of Norfoluma. As much as I want to bag the Tigers and make a joke of it, that was a send-off.
Yeah, I think at very least it was a sin bin.
Absolutely. The fact that he got put on report should have been a sin. And I know they'd say they scored a try, so it takes out the foul play, but it doesn't really.
It doesn't. Nofar may have been HIA to miss the game. There's a good chance if it was a Shark, he was gone because we can't pass tests anyways. I agree 100%. I would at least sin bin him for that. The other, I blew up a little bit, mainly looking for bites, to be totally honest. He did look like he lashed out.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Latrell's got that in his game, because he broke a tackle, made a line break, set him up for a try, incredible play, turns around and kicks out at a bloke that had hold of his foot.
Yeah, look, I'm not painting Garner as the guilty or innocent party here, but he had no need to still be holding Latrell's leg. And I think the frustration for Latrell as well is he had passed that ball, he had made the play. He wanted to get involved because an opportunity was on, and they were behind at the time.
That's fair call.
Do you think he stepped out?
I don't. I thought it was very close. The incident took over that. It's any talk. It doesn't really matter. The big thing for me is, and Tigers quite rightly, for once, pointed something out today, the 2 fouls were committed in a game against...
But there's also a third one.
A third?
When Luke Garner scored, he went in knees first.
I didn't even see that one.
And he got put on report for it, but the Tigers didn't get an 8-point try.
So that would have won the game for them in the end.
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous that there's 3 acts of foul play from Latrell. For the next 3 to 4 weeks, teams are going to go in.
Benefit,
and they didn't. So I actually feel a little bit bad for the Tigers. Never thought I'd say those words.
Yeah. No, I do as well. After I saw the elbow, it was definitely for mine a send-off.
Yeah, very, very lucky Tigers. Very hard done by. Let us know in the comments what you think, guys.
Yeah, best comment wins a prize back.
Absolutely. Terry.
Talk to me.
So as promised, we've landed a monster interview as we head into Wednesday night, the biggest fight of Paul Gallen's career, against former world champion Lucas Browne, and we've managed to get a hold of Matt Clark, his manager, for a couple of words.
We caught up with him during the week.
Earlier in the week, so we'll go to that now. Matt, thanks so much for coming on, mate.
Hey Dan, thanks for having me on the show, mate. I've walked outside just to get away from the kids, so hopefully the sound's a little bit better. The view's certainly not too bad over my shoulder here.
Yeah, before we talk the fight, Matt, how are you enjoying the footy this year?
Yeah, really enjoyed having the footy back on. I'm a mad Parramatta supporter for all my sins, I guess, rightly or wrongly. It's been a long time between drinks for the Eels, but look, I think we've had a good start to the season. We beat your Sharks, as you know. I'm happy with how things are going. We dropped that game to St George, and we've got a tough one coming up against Canberra. So, look, I think we should be a top 4 side at the end of the year. Whether we can take that next step or not remains to be seen.
Mate, how's Lucas travelling, being a couple of days out from fight night?
Lucas is in a tremendous mindset at the moment. He's aware that this fight, strangely, is maybe a legacy fight for him in Australia. And I know that sounds crazy to say. You're talking about former Australian heavyweight champion, the first Commonwealth champion to come out of Australia in 122 years, and Australia's only world heavyweight boxing champion. So, you know, it's a bizarre sort of twist of fate, I guess, that, like, you know, his legacy depends on him beating a footballer. Like I said, I don't want to take anything away from Gallen. He's a tough, courageous man, but there's levels to this game. Just like there's levels to the NRL, just like there's levels to, you know, any sport. And I think Paul's about to find out that in a harsh way. We've just come back from a media day in Brisbane, and Paul didn't even turn up to that. So Lucas said to me, and he also said to the media, that he intends on putting an end to the circus, and I really think that's what we'll see on April 21st, probably an end to Paul Gallen's circus in terms of boxing. I think Lucas, this is stating the obvious, he's a power puncher, he's one of the hardest hitting heavyweights in the world, so, you know, Paul's been wobbled by lesser fighters than Lucas Browne. You know, originally this fight was meant to be 10 rounds, that's what we were getting told by the promoter. When it came to contracts, though, it was only 6. So I'll let you and your listeners or your viewers, you know, take from that whatever they want. But at the end of the day, 6 rounds suits Lucas as well. He's just going to go hell for leather for 6 rounds and walk Paul onto one of those shots. And once he does, it's good night.
Hey, look, that was fun. Thanks so much for coming on at short notice. A couple of days to fight.
Mate, thanks for having me on the show. It's been fun. Mate, call me Fight Week if you want. Maybe don't call me Thursday morning after the fight. It might be a little bit worse for wear. But look, cheers for having me on. Go the Eels.
Yeah, it's. I'm really looking forward to this fight, Dan.
Yeah, me too.
We all know that you're mates with Lucas Browne.
Absolutely. How's this fight end, Terry?
Look, going on what little I know about Lucas Browne, I've never watched him box before. I do think that Gal will be fitter than him, and if Gal can avoid his punches, then he can do what he did to Mark Hunt. But if Lucas Browne hits him, it's probably all over for Gal.
This isn't Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt was supremely out of shape, whereas Lucas is in arguably career best shape. I think if Lucas is trained as well as it looks like he has, I think Gallen may win the first one. Lucas will soften him up the second. By the third or fourth, I think it's game over.
How many rounds is this fight?
6 rounds. I'd be very, very surprised if it does last.
Yeah, if it goes the distance, I think, you know, Gal could probably consider himself lucky.
Oh, absolutely.
Very, very, very lucky that he's avoided that. Look, he did get rocked by a couple of shots from Mark Hunt, but if Lucas Browne does connect with him, I am going to go the upset. I'm going to go for Gal to win this fight, just because we can't agree on this.
That's all right. Lucas for mine.
What's annoying Terry?
People that still don't understand the video referee rules, Dan. There are a lot of people on there bagging Jerry Sutton for going down and awarding the try and then going back to the video referee to ask and check the Tom Burgess grounding. He got it spot on. We still don't know the rules. It's round 6 and you want to complain about it. You look more foolish, and that's what's annoying Terry.
Talk some footy, Terry.
As always, Dan, talk to me.
It was a crazy weekend, actually. There were a couple of blowouts, but not the games you would have expected.
No, there were some upsets as well, which is what I really like, and there were some near upsets as well. And speaking of the near upsets, the Brisbane Broncos 12, the Penrith Panthers 20. I tipped the Panthers 13 plus at halftime.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought this game would be all over Red Rover. When Matt Burton strolled in, I thought it's done.
Brisbane, very, very brave, just not good enough.
Brisbane were the best team. They were, and that's a credit to the Panthers, that they were the best team and they weren't able to deliver the knockout blow. And geez, Jerome Luai.
He's the best player on the field every week, but he never gets any Dally M points.
Nah.
Luai's your best player, but Cleary gets the points. I don't get it.
Is that your origin halves pairing?
It has to be.
I don't think Jack Whiten's done enough to take the 6, and obviously Luke Keary's out. So
that also proves why the Toby R's are the only award that matter.
Yeah. Knights 26, Sharks 22, Dan.
Brave but not good enough, mate. Sums of Sharks up at the moment.
Yeah, look, it was I didn't tip us to win, and I didn't think that we'd be in a position to win, and because we were, it hurts.
Did you see online, though, people were saying this is Josh Hannay's fault?
I thought Hannay did a great job of getting them up. When they were down 8-0, they could have easily capitulated.
I thought that was where it was headed, to be totally honest.
Let's talk about the 2 incidents in the game. Let's talk about the Toby Rudolph challenge on Kalen Ponga. Now, as a neutral, I've got to say that I had no problem. Toby Rudolph only ever had eyes for the ball, and he jumped. It's not as if he just ran straight through Ponga. He jumped and made a contest for the ball. So I'm happy with that one. What about you?
Look, I absolutely agreed. I watched the game without commentary. We were out on a night. They both went up for the ball and they both collided. Neither looked like they were going to get the ball. That's the thing. They both collided and then the ball dropped. Play on.
Yeah. For mine, it was play on. The one that I had the issue with, and again, it benefited Cronulla, but Mawini Hirodi's try, it went up no try.
He looked out.
Yeah, he. You can't tell me that no part of his foot didn't touch the line.
There was a little puff of white dust as it went through.
Yeah, they were saying the puff of white dust was from the night, but his foot dragged somewhere.
Gotcha.
And I'll give you this. If that was a Knights player that had scored that try and it went up no try and they overturned it, I would have blown up.
Absolutely right. I don't think it was a try in the couple of replays that I saw.
Ponga and Watson being able to play with a virus.
Look...
And the NRL hasn't mentioned it yet?
No. In 2 years ago, nobody bats an eyelid. At the moment, though, I don't know.
If I've got a virus, I can't go to work.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to go to work either.
Yeah.
Take away his 2 tries. So what you're saying is we're the moral victors.
What I will say is that Kalen Ponga had to produce a good game against us, as he always does.
It's one of his 2 he'll do this year.
Yeah. Storm 20, the Roosters 4. Incredible game. Take the HIAs out that didn't happen, and this was an incredible game.
This was a statement game. I think this says more about the Roosters, though, than the Storm.
Yeah.
They really lack that halfback. Sammy Walker, for all of the good things he did against the lesser teams, just completely went
Sam Walker, you can't beat up on Chad Townsend every week.
No, I think this is where the Roosters are at. They're way better than the bad teams.
Yeah.
Not as good as the real good teams.
Adam G, the referee on Friday night, I thought he was sensational.
Well, there you go. But his last name's not Sutton, so he won't get any games that matter.
But that's probably the biggest game of the round, and he got it.
Does that say Manly 36-0?
36-0 over the Titans. I didn't think Turbo was that good.
When did that happen? The belief this team had as they ran on the field.
With Turbo, you could feel it.
I had a nap because I'm old, and I woke up to Turbo or whatever. Tommy Trbojevic has gone through again. I thought it was a nightmare, and I roll over and it's like 18-0.
Mate, any time he touched the ball in that first half, it was gold.
Oh, you had spiders on him. They were fantastic. Jeez, you wrap AJ Brimson and he gives you that sort of game.
Oh my God. Let's just talk. I could sit here and talk all night about Turbo and how good he is.
His brother.
No, he's just getting carried by Tom. He's getting carried. He's
dreadful. He had his best game of the year.
He's dreadful, mate. If Tom didn't exist, he would be Aiden Tolman light.
Yeah. I still can't believe that. That's got to be a typo.
Rabbitohs 18, Tigers 14. Yeah, that's my feelings.
Although they probably don't deserve the lull this week. They're still going to get it, though.
Yeah, they do deserve it because it's the Tigers and they lost. But
fair enough.
Again, they were the best team.
Luke Brooks, biggest play of the year, all for naught.
That sums up Luke Brooks' career. Yeah, thinks he's done something great.
The poor Tigers, they pushed the premiership favourites all the way and we're still ripping on them.
Look, better, and look at Madge thinking outside the box and just moving awful limit to be awful on the other wing.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well done, Madge. Well played.
The Raiders 10, the Eels 35. Are the Eels premiership contenders or are the Raiders just that bad?
I believe so, to both.
Yeah. I had the Raiders finishing second.
I had Parramatta finishing second, so I'm feeling pretty good about it.
You should feel pretty good. That was a complete performance.
Yeah, they were all over. Mitch Moses had an absolute wow of a game. Played heaps better without Browne to lean on.
Yeah.
Perhaps there's something to that.
And I will say this as well. I don't get the online slander of Clint Gutherson because if he was my fullback, I'd appreciate it.
No, he's a fantastic player. I thought Blake Ferguson played well too.
He runs 10 kilometres every game. Like, he's there. Anytime someone tries to score a try, he's there. He supports everyone. And
the king.
You know, there's a minute to go and a break's made, and who's supporting? It's him.
The king.
Yeah.
He's so much better. Their forward pack...
He's better than people are giving him credit for.
He is.
Yeah.
The forward pack, though, were dominant over a pretty mean Raiders pack.
And we said this in the Penrith game as well, that the Raiders' biggest thing for them and how they've bullied teams is their forward pack. The Parramatta just smashed them.
They did. They 1-17, they were far, far better.
Isaiah Papali'i.
I was just about to bring it up. They haven't missed Ryan Madison at all.
No, and I think Sean Lane's going to be the one.
Sean Lane's absolutely going to be the one. Can't be Papali'i. No. What about the Papali versus Papali'i in the middle?
It was Papali'i on Papali'i.
There was only one winner too.
Yeah, and hit, stop, bang, gone.
Fantastic game. Statement sent.
Speaking of fantastic, Dragons 14, the Warriors 20. Not good for my tips, but great for everything else.
Don't worry about your tips. This was fantastic. Huge crowd by recent numbers anyways. Loud crowd.
Yeah.
Although I got to say, Dragons fans, cut the booing.
Yeah.
Sick of it.
What did they boo for?
Stop. Everything.
Okay.
Like they scored a try. Yeah. Boo. Hopeless.
I thought this was great for the Warriors. Having lost Adam Fanua-Blake to what people have said looks like a fatal car accident knee injury.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was incredible for them. They go forward, they rolled them, they got a lot out of their backs. David Fusatu has been a bit of a handbrake for him because Marcelo Montoya looked good.
He did really
Yeah,
really
Adam
good.
Pompey looks good.
Tuivasa-Sheck, though. The guy's a freak. I'm so upset that he's leaving. I only say it every week until he changes his mind. Don't go, Roger.
Yeah, don't go to rugby.
No, useless.
I mean, go to the Tigers if you want to end your career.
Terrible.
Don't go to rugby.
I can't watch him. Not paying for Stan.
And the Cowboys 30, the Bulldogs 18. The Bulldogs look better without...
They were heaps better without Edrington. They lifted and they looked better. Kyle Flanagan had his best game of the season, which isn't saying a whole lot. Far, far better.
Yeah, I thought Ben Hampton has filled in pretty well at 7 for the Cowboys because he's letting Drinkwater do more.
He is.
Yeah.
I don't mind that halves combination as is. What about Ben Hampton, though, with the Ben Hampton of haircuts?
Yeah, he's just the Ben Hampton of the NRL, isn't he?
He is. I quite like the kid. But
Yeah. I've got a lot of time for him as a player because he can be an absolute meme or an absolute weapon. But, I mean, the Cowboys did enough to beat the Dogs. Yeah, let's just give it... the Dogs are going to get the spoon.
They are, but next week.
Yeah,
danger game for
no,
sure.
it hurts. Dan, top sport tips.
Undefeated, as usual.
Always. We would have made punters loads of money last week.
That's it.
Panthers versus Knights on Thursday night.
I can't see Newcastle putting up a fight like they did against
It'll be a bad night for them.
Penrith, they're getting an easy Thursday night. I'm sick of watching them.
It would be
on
nice to
Thursday
have
night.
all that turnaround time, wouldn't it?
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Mitch Kenny first try scorer. Let's give the punters something good to back.
Some value, yep.
Panthers 13+.
Yeah, I can't disagree with
That
that.
won't be stopped. Titans versus the Rabbits, Dan.
Look, I don't think the Titans can be any worse than they were last week. They wouldn't want to be, or else this could get scary.
Yeah, even for mine, they're going to be missing Latrell Mitchell, but the Rabbitohs are still going to...
Yeah, I'm fairly confident the Rabbitohs will win.
Who'd you pick?
Jaden Sewer, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sick of picking the backs because there's been so many games this week where we look like fools.
We never look like fools.
It's not this weekend.
Rabbits 1-12 for mine.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. I don't think it'll be a blowout.
Eels versus Broncos.
This will be a blowout.
This will be a blowout. I'm going King Gutho to lead the Eels 13+ and score the first try.
I can't disagree. Brisbane were brave this week, but they've only got 1 or 2 of those in it every month.
Yeah, they can't back that up. Absolutely.
No, they can't. Not against this fast period outfit.
Sharks versus Dogs, Dan, 5:30.
Feeling good about this one, Terry?
I'm not.
No, mate, it's been over 1,000 days. I heard someone say since
Nearly.
Barrett
If
has
he
won.
loses this, it'll go 1,000 days.
The script is written.
We
real
better not
properly.
let him down.
Sharks 13+. Connor Tracy going to be named on the wing again, I think, and I think he'll score first, second, and third. I'm feeling good about this.
Look, if Cronulla don't win this game 13+, they need to.
Oh,
the
trouble!
season up. Yeah.
Absolute trouble.
Speaking of trouble, Cowboys versus Raiders. I'm tipping an upset here. I'm tipping the Raiders to actually cop some trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
I came in, I was going to disagree with you, but I can't because the Raiders were so poor. And the way Ricky Stewart reacted, it wasn't very positive. It wasn't like, hey, we played okay. It was you guys aren't first graders.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be the way to bounce back. Look, for the Raiders, I hope it is. But I'm going to tip Val Holmes first try scorer, Cowboys 1-12.
It'll be a close game. Up there, it's going to be warm.
Very well. Yeah, the Raiders aren't going to be ready for that either because
Absolutely
the
not.
temperature's supposed to be real hot.
Good fun.
Real hot.
3 games on Sunday, Anzac Day, best day of the year.
Looking forward to it. I'm actually going to one of the games in a box. I'll be there. I'll be wined and dined. I'm going to watch the Tigers lose to Manly.
Yeah, I'm thinking Manly. Tommy Turbo.
You can't go past it. I'm going to go Manly 1-12.
I'm tipping Manly every week until Turbo does his hamstrings.
So for about 3 weeks.
3 weeks Manly. Enjoy it while you can. 13+. Tigers will be down after their loss on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Manly will be flying.
Yeah.
And Tommy Turbo. Enough said.
Roosters versus Dragons, the best rivalry game on Anzac Day.
Dragons always live for this game. It's going to be a humongous crowd. 100% too, because it's a seated venue. This is going to be a lot of fun.
And the way that they live for this game, I'm tipping them to win this game.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I would have said you're silly, but yeah, I'm feeling the Dragons upset coming.
The Roosters only just accounted for that Sharks team and then were battered by Melbourne.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm going Cody Ramsey again, go back to back.
Looks like Ben Hunt might be back too, which is a big inclusion.
That's a huge in for them. He's got to start off the bench though.
Yeah,
if you've got an injury like that, you've got to start off the bench. And Clune's in pretty good form.
That's
as well.
true, but Josh Maguire's there, so levels it up a bit.
Dragons 1-12.
Yeah, 100%.
And the final game of the round, the Storm versus the Warriors.
Another Anzac Day clash, traditional Anzac Day clash.
I do like this one. I do like this game, and I love the fact that they've kept it traditional as well.
I like it too. The Warriors often win this game too. You look at the seasons Melbourne have, and the losses are on this day. Can't see it happening this year. Melbourne are in another stratosphere right now.
Yeah, and the Warriors were brave, as we said, and they probably don't have those brave performances every
One in
week.
every two, yeah. Look, Pappenhausen, I'm going first try. I think if you don't
it's
have
over at
Pappenhausen on your ticket this week, you're going to be very upset.
Yeah, it's over at halftime this game. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws, brought to you by Top Sport, ZeroTackle.com, LeagueUnlimited.com, the Inappropriate T-shirt company, and as always, our good friends at Punctured Media. Don't forget to like and subscribe, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, everywhere else you get your social media. Trash us in the comments, and as always,
Rugby League, baby.